Train your mind to win in every situation. Calmness as a skill. Hey, Dana Show's winners. Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the chaos of life, wishing you had unshakable inner strength to navigate any challenge? Imagine facing every situation, big or small, with the calm assurance of a seasoned warrior. This isn't just a dream, it's a skill you can learn. In Train Your Mind to Win in Every Situation, Calmness as a Skill, you'll discover how to cultivate an invincible mindset that transforms pressure into power, focus into mastery, and setbacks into stepping stones. This isn't about avoiding life's battles, it's about winning them from within. We'll show you how to build mental resilience, develop unwavering focus, and create an inner dialogue that drives you toward victory no matter the circumstances. Here's a glimpse into the mental training regimen that awaits you. Chapter 1. The battle begins in the mind. Understand that every external challenge is first won or lost internally. We'll explore the critical roles of belief, self-talk, and inner narratives, showing you how true victory starts with mastering your thoughts. Chapter 2. Emotional discipline is mental strength. Discover how emotions can cloud judgment and sabotage success. You'll learn powerful techniques to regulate your emotions under pressure, effectively training calmness as a skill. Chapter 3. Pressure creates diamonds. Learn why stress isn't the enemy, but a crucible for growth. We'll teach you to mentally reframe fear as an opportunity and use adversity as your ultimate training ground. Chapter 4. Focus like a warrior. Discover how to eliminate distractions in a noisy world. Mastering your attention leads to mastering your results, and will reveal daily routines that sharpen your mental focus. Chapter 5. Control what you can, let go of what you can't. Embrace the profound wisdom of distinguishing between what's within your control and what isn't. You'll learn to respond instead of react, achieving mental clarity through detachment. Chapter 6. Build unshakable confidence. Understand that confidence isn't innate, it's meticulously developed. We'll provide practical habits that reinforce self-trust and show you how to turn every failure into powerful fuel for your journey. Chapter 7. Discipline over motivation. Uncover why motivation eventually fades, but discipline endures. This chapter focuses on mind training through consistent routine and habit, teaching you that mental toughness means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. Chapter 8. Master the inner dialogue. Learn how to rewrite your internal story. We'll guide you in replacing self-doubt with clear direction, teaching you to speak to yourself like a powerful leader rather than a harsh critic. Chapter 9. Train daily, win always. Recognize that your brain is like a muscle. Use it or lose it. This chapter delves into mental reps through visualization, reflection, and mindfulness, proving that consistency compounds into unstoppable success. Chapter 10. You are your greatest asset. Understand that while everything external can be lost, your mind remains forever. Discover why self-mastery is the ultimate path to life mastery, and answer the final call to train your mind as if your life depends on it, because it truly does. Are you ready to transform your mind into your most powerful weapon and win in every situation? Let's begin this journey to unparalleled mental strength. Chapter 1. The battle begins in the mind. Before you face the world, you must first face yourself.
every challenge, every obstacle, and every high-stakes decision you will ever encounter starts and ends with what is happening inside your mind. The true battlefield is not your job, your relationships, the economy, or your circumstances. The battlefield is you. You win first in your thoughts, or you lose before you begin. Your mind is the command center of your life. If it's scattered, your energy is scattered. If it's focused, your power becomes unstoppable. If your mind is trained, nothing on the outside can break you. However, if it is undisciplined, even the smallest pressure can cause you to collapse. That's the truth most people miss. They try to change the world around them without first addressing what is happening within them. They adjust their schedules, change their diets, switch jobs, and attempt to fix others. Yet none of these changes work because they never address the root issue. And the root is always mental. Belief, the foundation of every victory. Let's start with belief. Belief isn't just thinking something might work. It's knowing it will. It's a deep internal certainty that says, no matter what I face, I will find a way to win. But here's the catch. Belief isn't natural. It must be trained, built, repeated, and reinforced. If the voice in your head constantly tells you, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, or what if I fail, then your actions will follow that belief. Your potential will be caged by a false narrative. When your inner voice changes, everything changes. Belief is the first brick in the mental fortress. Without it, you are defenseless. With it, you become powerful, in the best way. Self-talk, the voice that shapes your reality. You talk to yourself more than you talk to anyone else. That voice in your head, that's your private coach. The question is it coaching you to win or conditioning you to lose? Negative self-talk is like carrying around a bully in your brain. Every time you try to rise, that voice drags you down. You're not ready. Who do you think you are? What if they laugh at you? But you don't have to listen to it. You can retrain that voice. You can replace "what if I fail" with "what if I succeed beyond anything I imagined?" Swap "I'm not good enough" with "I am constantly becoming better." Transform "I can't handle this" into "this is making me stronger." Every champion talks to themselves differently. They don't let fear dictate the conversation. They speak with clarity, courage, and conviction. That self-talk becomes their strength. The inner narrative, rewriting the story. Most people live their lives repeating a story written by someone else. A teacher, a parent, a boss, or society. Someone told them they weren't smart enough, strong enough, or talented enough, and they believed it. But here's the truth. You can rewrite your story. You can take back the pen and become the author of your own future. The narrative in your head isn't fixed. It's a script. Every day, you choose whether to continue acting in the same drama or to start writing a new one. When you say, "I've never been good under pressure," that's just a story. When you say, "I'm not the type of person who can lead," that's also a story. When you say, "I always mess things up," that's yet another story. So tell a better story. Speak the truth that empowers you. Say, "I am learning to lead." Say, "Pressure makes me focused." Say, "I've made mistakes, but I don't live there anymore." When your inner narrative shifts, your entire life shifts with it. Master your thoughts, master your life. Let's be clear. Your thoughts create your emotions. Your emotions drive your decisions. Your decisions determine your outcomes. So when people say, "think positive," it's not just fluff, it's strategy. This isn't about pretending that everything is okay. It's about building a mind that can remain clear even when everything is not okay. That's mental mastery. You don't train your mind so that life gets easier. You train your mind so you get stronger. This allows you to stay focused when others panic, to keep going when others quit, and to see possibilities when others see problems. That's the edge. That's the secret. That's the win. Final thoughts. It starts here. If you want to win in any situation, whether in business, relationships, or personal growth, it doesn't start with luck, talent, or timing. It starts in the mind. Every external victory is the result of an internal decision, a choice to believe, a choice to focus, and a choice to speak to yourself like a winner, even when you feel like a beginner. This is where your training begins. From this moment forward, you are not just reacting to life, you are preparing for it. You are sharpening your mental tools, building a mind that cannot be broken. And remember, the most powerful weapon you will ever carry into any battle is a trained mind.
Chapter 2. Emotional discipline is mental strength. You will never win the war outside until you conquer the war inside. It's not just about how smart you are, how skilled you are, or even how motivated you are. It's about how disciplined you are emotionally. Here's the truth that most people run from. You can have a great plan and still lose if you allow your emotions to take control. When stress hits, when pressure builds, when people disappoint you, or when life throws a punch, do you react or do you respond? The answer to that question will determine your future. Feelings are not facts. Your emotions are real, but they are not always accurate. Just because you feel fear doesn't mean you're in danger. Just because you feel doubt doesn't mean you can't succeed. Just because you feel tired doesn't mean you're done. If you treat your emotions as truth, they will control your life. But if you treat them as signals, not commands, you reclaim your power. Here's what emotionally disciplined people know. You don't fight your feelings, you lead them. You acknowledge the storm, but you don't sink in it. You feel the weight, but you don't collapse under it. You face the fire, and you walk through it anyway. That's emotional leadership. That's mental strength. Under pressure, you reveal who you really are. Anyone can be calm when life is easy, but who are you when life gets loud, when money is tight, when results aren't showing up, and when people are watching, judging, and doubting you? Those are the moments when emotional discipline becomes essential. You can't control everything life throws at you, but you can always control how you respond. This is where winners distinguish themselves from the rest. Winners breathe when others panic. Winners think when others lash out. Winners focus when others fold. They've trained for it. They don't just hope to stay calm, they've prepared to do so. Stop reacting. Start responding. Every time you react out of anger, fear, insecurity, or frustration, you give away your power. But every time you pause, breathe, and choose your response, you build power. That's the secret. Responding is stronger than reacting. Reacting is easy. Responding takes strength. Let's make this practical. If someone criticizes you, don't snap. Respond with clarity or choose silence. If you feel overwhelmed, don't spiral. Zoom out, breathe, and simplify. If you're tempted to quit, don't hesitate. Remember your reasons and take one more step. The person who can control their emotions can manage any room, any negotiation, any conflict, and any situation. You don't need more talent, you need more composure. Emotion is energy. Channel it. Here's the truth. Your emotions are fuel. They aren't your enemy. They are your raw power. However, power without control is chaos. Anger can destroy or drive change. Fear can paralyze or sharpen your instincts.
Frustration can consume you or motivate you to break through. Don't suppress your emotions. Channel them. Take that emotion and pour it into your focus, your discipline, and your effort. Let it elevate you, not break you. The most dangerous person is the one who feels deeply and still acts with precision. Mental strength equals emotional maturity. Mental strength isn't about pretending that nothing hurts you. It's about not letting pain control you. It's not about being cold. It's about being centered. It's not about ignoring emotions. It's about mastering them. Because when you master your emotional state, you can think when others freeze, act when others hesitate, and lead when others follow. This is your edge. This is how you rise above the noise, chaos, drama, and distractions. This is how you win, calm, focused, sharp, and unshaken. Final words. Train for the storm before it hits. Don't wait until chaos strikes to start training your mind. Start now, every day, in small moments. When your plans don't go right, practice staying calm. When someone triggers you, practice responding with intention. When emotions rise, breathe, refocus, and reset. Every one of those moments is a repetition in the mental gym, and those repetitions add up. The time will come when the storm hits, and in that moment, you won't rise to the occasion. You'll fall back on your training. So train now, train often, train deeply, because emotional discipline is not just self-control. It is self-respect, self-leadership, and power. And when you truly possess it, you become unshakable.
Chapter 3. Pressure creates diamonds. Pressure. It's what most people run from. It causes people to freeze, fold, panic, or quit. But not you. After today, you'll see pressure differently. Pressure isn't the enemy. It's not a punishment. It's not a reason to back down. Pressure is a privilege. It means you're in the game. It means something is at stake. It means there's an opportunity to become more. When you understand this, something powerful happens. You stop fearing pressure and start thriving in it. What pressure really is? Let's break this down. Pressure isn't the problem. It's your response to it. Two people can face the same moment. One crumbles while the other rises. Why? Because pressure doesn't break people. Untrained minds do. Pressure is simply a demand for performance. It's a moment asking, can you deliver when it matters most? Here's the truth. The people who rise under pressure didn't get lucky. They got ready. They trained for it. They practiced calm. They studied their emotions. They sharpened their thinking. So, when the moment comes, they don't just survive it. They own it. Diamonds aren't born. They're made. You've heard the phrase before. Pressure creates diamonds. But what does that actually mean? It means strength comes from struggle. It means greatness is forged, not found. It means pressure is the process that reveals who you are and builds who you're becoming. Think about it. A diamond starts as carbon, ordinary and unremarkable. But under intense pressure and heat, it transforms. It becomes something rare, something valuable, and something unbreakable. You are no different. Every time life squeezes you, you have a choice. Will you break like glass or harden like a diamond? You decide. Reframe the fear. Most people see pressure as something to avoid. They say things like, what if I mess up? What if I'm not ready? What if I fail in front of everyone? Let's flip that. Ask this instead. What if this is the moment I level up? What if pressure is the doorway to my next breakthrough? What if the stress is not breaking me, but building me? Because the truth is, nothing grows in comfort. Pressure is where real change happens. Pressure forces you to evolve, decide, and lead. If you avoid it, you stay soft. But if you face it, you sharpen. Train under pressure on purpose. If you want to be the kind of person who performs in high-pressure moments, you must practice under pressure. That means say yes to challenges even if you're scared. Step into uncomfortable roles. Push your limits in private so that you can lead in public. Create pressure during training so that the real thing feels familiar. When athletes train, they simulate stress. When soldiers train, they replicate chaos. Why? Because when the heat is real, they don't flinch. They've seen it before, they've felt it before, and they've risen through it before. That can be you. Pressure tests what's real. Pressure has a way of stripping away all the fluff. It shows you what you actually believe. It exposes whether your confidence is real or just for show. It reveals whether you're disciplined or just motivated. Pressure doesn't lie. But that's not a bad thing. It's a gift. When you see what needs to grow, you can train it, build it, and own it. Pressure isn't trying to destroy you. It's trying to define you. Let it. Your mindset in pressure moments. Here's the mantra I want you to carry. This is not happening to me. It's happening for me. Pressure is the platform where leaders are born. So when it hits, don't panic, breathe. Don't fold, focus. Don't complain, compete. Say to yourself, I was built for this. I've trained for this. This is my moment to prove I'm ready. The difference between average and elite isn't talent. It's composure, poise, and execution under pressure. That's the difference maker. Final words. Be the diamond. From this chapter forward, stop wishing for less pressure. Start building the capacity to rise in it. Pressure isn't punishment, it's preparation. When you train your mind to see it this way, you become someone different. Someone stronger. Someone sharper. Someone ready. You become a person who doesn't just survive pressure, you perform in it. And every time you rise under pressure, you're becoming the diamond you were meant to be. Not soft, not shaken, not scared. Solid, sharp, unbreakable. Because you were trained that way.
Chapter 4. Focus like a warrior. In a world full of noise, the rarest skill is focus. Everyone is distracted, scrolling, tapping, switching from one task to another, leaving their minds scattered and their energy drained. They wonder why they can't achieve their goals. The truth is, if your attention is weak, your results will be weak too. Champions don't rise by accident. They rise because they know how to lock in. They understand how to tune out the noise and concentrate on what truly matters. They don't just work, they work with precision. This chapter is about training your mind to focus like a warrior, sharp, disciplined, and unstoppable. Distraction is the enemy of greatness. Let's be clear, distraction is the thief stealing your future. Every time you check your phone in the middle of a task, split your attention between 5 things, or give your energy to things that don't matter, you are leaking power. This isn't because you're lazy, it's because you haven't mastered focus. Here's the reality. The most dangerous thing in life is a half-focused mind. It may work hard, but accomplishes nothing.
You can be busy and still be losing because being busy doesn't build greatness. Focus does. Focus is a weapon. Sharpen it. Imagine a warrior holding a sword. Would they go into battle swinging it wildly in every direction? No. They aim, they strike, they finish. That's focus. Your mind is that sword, and if it's dull, if it's distracted, it's useless. So how do you sharpen it? You train it. You train your mind by saying no to what doesn't matter, by simplifying your day and protecting your priorities. You cultivate the skill of deep work, being undisturbed, locked in, and purposeful. Focus doesn't come naturally. It's not a talent. It's a muscle, and every time you use it, you strengthen it. Guard your mental environment. Focus doesn't just happen inside your mind. It's shaped by your surroundings. So, ask yourself, who is in your space? What are you consuming? What kind of energy are you allowing in? If your environment is chaotic, your mind will be too. If your circle is filled with noise, your thinking will never be clear. Protect your mind as if your life depends on it, because it does. Turn off distractions, step away from energy-draining people, and create a space that fosters clarity. Your external environment should serve your internal focus, not sabotage it. One target, one mission, one outcome. Embrace the warrior mindset. One target, one mission, one outcome. Not 20 things at once, not scattered goals, and not trying to please everyone. Just one clear direction and total commitment. This kind of focus makes you lethal. While others are juggling distractions, you're moving with precision. This is the mindset of elite performers. They don't chase everything. They choose what matters and go all in. When you focus, you multiply your power. You don't need more hours in the day. You need to own the hours you already have. One focused hour is worth more than 10 distracted ones. So don't just ask, how long did I work today? Instead, ask, how locked in was I? Were you fully engaged, or was your mind somewhere else? Were you present or bouncing between tasks and thoughts? When you're fully locked in, you multiply your power. You move faster, think clearer, and solve problems more efficiently. You become a machine, steady, strategic, surgical. Train focus like a warrior trains for battle. If you want to train focus like a warrior, you need rituals, habits, and systems, not just hope. Here's how. 1. Start your day with clarity. Don't check your phone, check your mission. Decide what matters most today and own it. 2. Work in blocks. Aim for 90 minutes of deep focus, then take a break. Don't dilute your energy with constant multitasking. 3. Shut the gates. Turn off notifications and put your phone in another room. Give your brain a clean battlefield. 4. Practice presence. Whether you're working, speaking, training, or resting, be all in. Whatever you do, do it with total attention. That's how warriors train, and that's how winners separate themselves. Final words. Focus wins the war. You don't need to do more. You need to focus better. When you focus like a warrior, clear, committed, disciplined, you become unstoppable. Distractions lose their grip, noise fades into silence, and progress becomes automatic. Focus is how you win. Not someday, not when everything is perfect, not when you feel like it. You win by locking in, right now. So from this chapter forward, commit to your craft, sharpen your attention, protect your mind, move like a warrior, clear, focused, and fierce. Because when your mind is focused, your life follows.
Chapter 5. Control what you can. Let go of what you can't. Do you want peace? Do you want power? Do you want unshakable confidence?
then you must master one of the hardest skills in the world: knowing the difference between what is in your control and what is not. This chapter is about clarity. It's about freedom. It's about breaking the chains of overthinking, frustration, and stress. When you try to control everything, you end up controlling nothing. However, when you focus on what is truly yours to command, your mind, your energy, your actions, you become unstoppable. Most people waste their power. Most people live their lives reacting to everything. They stress over what others say, panic about what might happen, and lose sleep over things they can't change. Slowly, without realizing it, they give away their peace, focus, and strength. They are trying to fix what isn't theirs to fix, trying to manage the weather instead of mastering their response to the storm. But that's not how you win. You win by drawing a clear line in the sand. This I control, that I release. What you can control, your inner world. Let's be crystal clear. Here's what is always in your hands: your thoughts, your emotions, your choices, your effort, your discipline, your focus, your response. No matter what happens around you, these are yours. This is your kingdom. This is where your real power lies. You can't control the economy, traffic, or someone else's attitude, behavior, or mistakes. But you can control how you show up, how you think, how you speak, and how you lead. And that's more than enough. What you can't control, the noise outside. Now let's talk about what you must learn to release. You cannot control the opinions of others, the past, the outcome of every situation, whether people approve of you, whether things go exactly as planned. Trying to control those things will exhaust you, frustrate you, and keep you spinning your wheels with no progress. So stop trying to win arguments that don't matter. Stop trying to impress people who aren't paying attention. Stop scripting every detail of your journey. Let go, not because it doesn't matter, but because it's not yours to carry. Control creates freedom. Here's the paradox. The more you try to control what isn't yours, the less control you actually have. But the moment you focus only on what you can control, you become powerful. You become calm in chaos, focused in uncertainty, and strong even when nothing around you feels stable. It's not because life is perfect. It's because your mind is steady. You stop overthinking what might go wrong and fearing things that are out of your reach. You start moving boldly, confidently, and without hesitation. That is real freedom. Respond, don't react. Reacting is emotional, impulsive, untrained, and automatic. Responding is strategic, measured, intentional, and controlled. Here's the key difference. Reaction says, they made me feel this way. Response says, I decide how I feel, no matter what they do. When you react, you give them the power. When you respond, you keep it. You control your tone, focus, and the way you move forward. That's where real strength is built, not in changing others, but in leading yourself. Let go of the outcome, own the process. One of the greatest shifts in mental training is this: detach from the outcome, commit to the process. You can't always control how fast success comes, guarantee how others respond to your efforts, or force the result. But you can control how you show up every single day. You can control your discipline, energy, and execution. And when you do that consistently and relentlessly, the outcomes begin to take care of themselves. You no longer chase success. You attract it, earn it, and become it. Mental clarity equals letting go. Letting go doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care enough to stay focused on what really matters. It's saying, I won't let this distraction drain my energy. I won't let this comment shift my peace. I won't let a temporary storm shake my permanent foundation. You don't need to control everything. You just need to control yourself. That's enough to change everything. Final words. Lead what you can. Release what you can't. This is how warriors think. They don't try to control the battlefield. They master their sword. They don't panic about the storm. They sharpen their mindset. They don't mourn over what's gone. They double down on what's still in their hands. And that's your move right now. Don't waste another ounce of energy on what you can't fix. Instead, pour every ounce of focus into what you can lead. Your next breath, your next thought, your next step. Because when you master what's yours, you begin to transform what's around you. This is how leaders rise. This is how warriors stay calm. This is how winners are built. Control what you can, let go of what you can't, and own everything in between.
Chapter 6. Build Unshakable Confidence. Let's be clear right from the start. Confidence is not a gift. It's not something you're born with, nor is it reserved for the lucky, the loud, or the popular. Confidence is built. It is earned and forged in the fire of self-discipline and proven effort. It's not just about saying, I believe in myself. It's about being able to say, I've done the work. I've shown up. I've earned the right to believe. If you want to be unshakable, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you don't wait to feel confident. You train until it's undeniable. Confidence is self-trust. Confidence at its core is simple. I trust myself. That's the foundation. Self-trust comes from one place only: evidence. When you say you'll do something and actually follow through, confidence grows. When you commit and show up day after day, even when no one is watching, you build self-respect. When you get back up after falling, you prove to yourself that nothing can keep you down. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. You need to show yourself, I don't break, I don't quit, I don't run. That's how confidence becomes unshakable. Confidence is not loud. It's rooted. Many people misconceive confidence for ego. However, real confidence doesn't need to shout. It doesn't require applause or approval. It's rooted deep down in who you are, what you've overcome, and what you know you're capable of. Real confidence enters a room quietly, but everyone feels it. Why? Because it's not fake, nor is it a mask or a performance. It's real. It's built. It's earned. Kill the comparison game. One of the biggest confidence killers is comparison. You scroll through social media and see someone winning, and suddenly you feel behind. You see their results and question your path. You watch their highlight reel and start doubting your own story. Stop. Comparison is poison. It robs you of your power and tricks you into thinking you're not enough. But here's the truth. You don't need to be like anyone else. You just need to become the strongest version of yourself. Confidence comes when you stop measuring your worth by someone else's journey. Stay in your lane, master your craft, and play your game. When you run your own race, you win every time. Take action, build proof. If you wait to feel confident before taking action, you'll be waiting forever. Confidence doesn't come before action. It comes after. It's the byproduct of doing hard things, leaning into discomfort, and proving to yourself again and again that you can handle it. The more action you take, the more proof you build. The more proof you have, the louder your inner voice becomes. Not the voice of fear, but
but the voice of belief. I can handle this. I've done harder things. This won't break me. It'll build me. That's real confidence. Confidence is built in the dark. Here's what no one sees: the early mornings, the late nights, the silent repetitions, and the discipline when nobody's watching. Confidence is not built in the spotlight, it's built in the shadows. It's created when you choose to do what most people won't, when you choose growth over comfort and face fear instead of running from it. So don't chase the spotlight, chase the standard. When you live at a high standard long enough, confidence becomes who you are. Confidence is forged through failure. Don't let failure shake you. Let it shape you. Every mistake, misstep, and loss is a rep in the gym of confidence. You don't grow by always getting it right. You grow by learning how to respond when things go wrong. Confidence says, I fell, but I got up stronger. I didn't win, but I learned how to. I'm not perfect, but I'm progressing. That mindset is unbeatable. Speak to yourself like someone you believe in. Let's talk about self-talk again, because it matters. Confidence lives or dies by the conversations you have with yourself. You can't train like a warrior and then speak to yourself like a victim. You can't build like a leader and then tear yourself down with doubt. Talk to yourself like someone you believe in. Be your own coach. Be your own hype person. Be your own reason to keep going. Every time you speak with belief, your confidence grows. Every time you entertain doubt, it shrinks. So choose your words wisely, because they matter. Final words. You were built to be solid. This isn't just about feeling good, it's about building a mind that doesn't flinch under pressure. Confidence doesn't mean you always know the outcome. It means that no matter what happens, you know you'll handle it. You're not shaken by rejection. You're not stopped by failure. You're not waiting to be picked. You're choosing yourself. So from this moment on, show up for yourself. Prove yourself right. Stack the evidence. Speak belief. Move boldly. Live ready. Because you don't just want confidence. You want the kind that can't be broken. The kind that doesn't need applause. The kind that's unshakable. And the good news is, you're building it. Right now.
Chapter 7. Discipline over motivation. Let's clarify one thing. Motivation is a mood. Discipline is a decision. Motivation comes and goes. It's unpredictable, emotional, and temporary. One day you may feel fired up, and the next you may be dragging your feet. If your success depends on how you feel, you will fail every time. Real growth doesn't wait for the perfect mood. It is built on something stronger: discipline. Discipline is the difference between those who merely dream about their goals and those who actually achieve them. You don't need to feel like it. You just need to show up. Winners understand one important truth. Feelings do not decide action. Discipline does. You don't wait to feel motivated to train. You don't wait for inspiration to work. You don't wait for perfect conditions to start. You just start. You move. You execute. This is the truth. Discipline builds freedom. The freedom to stay consistent. The freedom to lead yourself. The freedom to succeed when others quit. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the engine. Motivation might get you out of bed, but discipline keeps you going when no one is cheering you on.
It pushes you through the cold, the hard days, and the boredom. Discipline is the engine that keeps moving through resistance, fatigue, and failure. Motivation is a hype song. Discipline is a lifelong rhythm. Motivation is a burst. Discipline is a system. Motivation starts the race. Discipline finishes it. You don't need a spark every day. You need a system. Do it anyway. Discipline thrives on this mindset. I don't feel like it, but I'll do it anyway. Tired, do it anyway. Busy, do it anyway. Doubtful, do it anyway. Not because it's easy or fun, but because it's necessary, because you committed to it, because your standards demand it. The version of you that you're becoming doesn't wait for perfect energy. They show up regardless. Discipline doesn't ask for comfort, it demands commitment. Discipline is self-respect in action. You build discipline not just to win external rewards, but to shape who you are. Every time you keep your word to yourself, your confidence grows. Every time you follow through on what you said you would do, especially when it's hard, you prove to yourself that you can be trusted. That's power. That's self-respect. That's identity building. That's how you become unstoppable, because you no longer negotiate with yourself. It's not, maybe I'll do it. It's, this is what I do. Design systems that don't rely on emotion. Disciplined individuals don't depend on willpower. They build systems. They know that emotions can't always be trusted, but routines can. Set a schedule. Build rituals. Eliminate decision fatigue. Automate your greatness. Don't wait to feel like doing it. Set up your life so that it gets done automatically. That's how professionals move. They don't guess. They don't wait. They design their discipline. Discipline is a muscle. Train it. You don't need to be born with discipline. You just need to train it like any other skill. Start small. Wake up when you said you would. Finish what you started. Say no to distractions. Say yes to what sharpens you. Every time you train that muscle, it grows. Eventually, the things that once felt hard will feel normal, and the things that felt normal will start to feel weak. You'll be operating at a higher standard. That's what discipline does. It elevates your identity. Discipline outlasts every excuse. Let's be honest, you will get tired. You will feel frustrated. You will face setbacks, distractions, and delays. But you don't quit because it's hard. You don't stop because it's slow. You don't shrink because it's uncomfortable. You stay the course, you stick to your mission, you keep showing up. Your discipline is bigger than your excuses. It's not about doing it when it's easy. It's about doing it when it's hard and still making progress. Final words. Discipline is your superpower. When motivation fades, and it will, what do you have left? Discipline. And that's more than enough. Because discipline doesn't care how you feel, it only cares about what you do. What you do, consistently, quietly, relentlessly, becomes who you are. So stop chasing motivation. Start mastering consistency. Build discipline like it's your superpower, because it is. From now on, no more waiting to feel ready. No more depending on hype. No more starting and stopping. Just daily action, daily decisions, daily proof. This is how winners are made, not through motivation, but through discipline.
Chapter 8. Master the Inner Dialogue. The most crucial voice in your life is not your coach, your partner, your parents, your friends, or your critics. It's your own. Because long after the noise fades, after the crowd goes home, and after the motivation wears off, you are left with your thoughts. If you don't control that voice, it will control you. This chapter focuses on mastering your inner dialogue, the conversations you have with yourself in quiet moments, in pressure moments, and in moments that define who you are. The voice in your head shapes your reality. Every time something happens in your life, whether good or bad, your inner voice is the first to respond. It tells you what it means, what to believe, and whether you should keep going or give up. Unfortunately, most people don't even realize they are listening to a voice that they have never trained. You always mess things up. You're not ready. This isn't going to work. They're better than you. Why even try? These are not facts. They are stories. Unless you challenge these narratives, they will become your identity. Thoughts become words. Words become beliefs. Beliefs become you. Your thoughts aren't harmless. They are the blueprint of your self-image. Speak negativity for long enough, and it will become the truth in your body. Repeat doubt for too long, and it will become a ceiling over your life. The opposite is also true. If you train your inner voice, you can rewrite your identity. You don't just feel different, you become different. Confidence isn't magic. It is the result of consistent, intentional self-talk. You need to program your mind like a leader, not a victim. Catch, challenge, change. Here's a framework to master your inner dialogue. Catch it. Become aware of what you're saying to yourself. Stop letting thoughts run unchecked in the background. Start noticing when you say, "I can't," "I always fail," or assume the worst. Shine a light on these thoughts. Challenge it. Ask yourself, is this thought true? Is it helpful? Is it based on fear or fact? Would I say this to someone I care about? Challenge the negative script. Don't accept it as truth. Change it. Replace negative thoughts with intentional, powerful truths. For example, "This is hard, but I've done hard things before." "I'm learning and growing. I'm not done yet." "I'm not perfect, but I'm consistent." This challenge is here to build me, not break me. This is how you lead your inner voice, with power, not panic. Talk to yourself like you'd talk to a warrior. If someone you loved was going through a tough time, would you tear them down? Would you say, "You're a failure"? Of course not. You would build them up, remind them of their strengths, and speak life into them. So why don't you do that for yourself? You are the warrior. You're the one showing up and doing the hard work. Speak to yourself like someone worth fighting for. Your mind believes what you tell it. If you constantly feed your mind fear, it will live in survival mode. If you feed it doubt, it will hesitate. If you feed it defeat, it will shrink. However, if you feed it strength, if you speak belief, discipline, purpose, and power, it will start to function like a champion. You get to choose the language of your life. Stop calling yourself weak. Stop saying, "I'm not good enough." Stop repeating lies just because they feel familiar. Start speaking into existence who you want to become. I don't panic, I adjust. I don't shrink, I rise. I'm not perfect, but I'm powerful. I don't wait, I lead. This is how you reprogram your identity. Train your inner voice daily. Mastery doesn't come from a single pep talk. It comes from daily practice. Every day, you're either reinforcing a weak inner voice or training a strong one. So train it. In the morning, start with affirmations rooted in truth. In the mirror, speak to yourself like a leader, not a critic. In challenging moments, stop, breathe, and coach yourself through it. After failure, don't beat yourself down. Build yourself back stronger. Let your inner voice become your inner coach. When that voice is trained, everything shifts. Final words. You become what you say. Your inner voice is not just commentary, it's command. It directs your emotions, shapes your identity, and determines how you show up in the world. From now on, speak like a warrior. Speak like someone who believes. Speak like a leader, not a follower, not a victim, and not a doubter. Speak power. Speak focus. Speak resilience. Because that voice inside you, it's the difference between quitting and continuing, between fear and courage, and between merely surviving and winning. So train it, control it, and one day you'll hear that voice in the mirror say, "We were built for this."
Chapter 9. Train through the storm. Everyone loves to win when the sun is shining, when everything feels good, the path is smooth, and life is going according to plan. But that's not when champions are made. Champions are built in the storm, in uncertainty, adversity, pressure, and pain. Anyone can be strong when it's easy, but the true champions, the disciplined, the trained, the unstoppable, show up when it's hard. Storms don't break you. They build you. You will go through storms. This isn't a possibility. It's a promise. Life will test you. It will hit you when you least expect it, stripping away comfort, predictability, and control. In those moments, you'll face a choice: break down or break through, complain or compete, fold or focus. Storms are not the enemy. They are your training ground. They strip away weakness, expose what's real, and force you to rise. The storm reveals the standard. When life squeezes you, what comes out? That's not just pain, that's truth. If you panic, that's your level. If you give up, that's your standard. If you rise, focus, and fight, then that's your training showing up. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your preparation. So train in peace, as if war is coming. When the storm hits, there's no time to start getting ready. You need to be ready. Consistency in chaos equals power. What separates the average from the elite? Consistency, especially in chaos. Most people only show up when they feel like it, when it's convenient and when it's easy. But those who win train through it all. They train through heartbreak, setbacks, fear, doubt, and disappointment. Their discipline doesn't bend with the weather, and their mission doesn't stop with the storm. They know, if I can stay consistent here, nothing can stop me anywhere. Use the storm. Don't fight it. You can't control the storm, but you can control how you train in it. Use it to sharpen your focus, harden your mindset, and eliminate excuses, softness, and comfort addiction. The storm is here to teach you, stretch you, and build your mental armor. So don't just survive the storm, study it, grow in it, move through it with purpose. When the next challenge comes, and it will, you won't flinch. No excuses, only adjustments. Storms will try to knock you off course. Your routines may get disrupted, your plans may fall apart, and your energy may get drained. But here's the mindset of a winner. No excuses, only adjustments. If the gym is closed, train at home. If you're tired, do it slower, but do it. If the path is blocked, find a new way forward. Adapt, adjust, advance. Excuses don't build strength. Pressure does. Storms make the mission more clear. Sometimes the storm isn't here to destroy your progress. It's here to strip away what was never part of your purpose. It forces you to ask, what really matters? What am I willing to fight for? What's just noise and what's non-negotiable? The storm tests your vision, and in that testing, your mission gets refined. You stop doing things to be liked. Stop chasing things that don't move you forward, and stop wasting energy on what doesn't serve your future. You become focused, laser-focused. That clarity becomes your compass. Final words. The storm is your stage. This isn't about being fearless. It's about being focused in the face of fear. It's about looking chaos in the eye and saying, I'm not here to run. I'm here to rise. When the storm comes, and it will, don't shrink or retreat. Don't wait for it to pass. Stand in the middle of it. Steady your breath, lock in your vision, tighten your grip, and get to work. Train through it, grow through it, and win through it. Because that storm, it's not here to stop you. It's here to strengthen you. And you were born for this.
Chapter 10. Win from Within. If you take away one thing from everything we've covered, let it be this. Victory doesn't start when you get the job. It doesn't begin when people clap. It doesn't emerge when life gets easier. It starts the moment you decide, deep down, to win from within. Everything external is temporary, but what's inside you, that's what lasts. That's what leads. That's what transforms your entire life. The world reflects who you are, not what you wish. Your results are not just shaped by your goals, they're shaped by your identity, by the standards you live by, and by how you think when no one's watching. You don't win because things outside of you finally go your way. You win because you choose the right path, no matter what's happening externally. That's why we've trained your mind, strengthened your focus, mastered discipline, and silenced the noise. Once you win the battle within, no external force can shake you. You are the foundation. Stop waiting for permission. Stop hoping for better timing. Stop wishing for the world to change. You are the foundation. Your mind is the engine. Your discipline is the structure. Your vision is the compass. Your voice is the fuel. When your internal world is clear, strong, and focused, your external world begins to follow. Even when it doesn't, you remain unbreakable because you're no longer controlled by circumstances, you lead them. No more outsourcing your power. Too many people outsource their power, thinking, I'll believe in myself once someone else does. I'll feel strong once I get the results. I'll show up once the motivation hits. That ends now. You don't need a cheerleader. You don't need constant reassurance. You don't need the world's approval. You need to choose yourself. You need to commit. You need to act as if the win is already within you, because it is. This is what it means to win from within. Your fire doesn't come from outside. It comes from your decision. Make inner strength your default setting. From now on, inner strength should not be something you reach for in a crisis. It's your default setting. When things go wrong, reset to calm. When pressure hits, reset to clarity. When doubt arises, reset to discipline. You've trained for this. You've earned this. You don't panic. You process. You prioritize. You proceed. You're not controlled by life. You're creating your own path through it. That's what it means to win internally. Nothing owns you anymore. You are the victory. You've spent this whole journey training your mind to win. But here's the twist. The real victory is becoming the kind of person who doesn't need a win to feel worthy. You've already succeeded when you persevered through tough days, when you showed up without applause, when you shifted from emotion to action, and when you stopped waiting and started working. That is the victory. You are the proof. You are the outcome. You don't just chase wins anymore, you carry them. Final words. It's all inside you. You've got everything you need already inside you. The mindset, the focus, the discipline, the fire, the voice, the vision, the power. It's not about becoming someone else. It's about revealing who you've been all along, beneath the noise, beneath the fear, beneath the pressure. And now it's time. Not to talk about change, not to wait for the right moment, and not to return to what's comfortable. It's time to step into the identity you've built, the one that doesn't quit, that doesn't flinch, and that wins from within. Because no matter what life throws at you, you've trained your mind, you've sharpened your focus, you've silenced the noise, you've built unshakable belief. You've become the storm. From this moment forward, nothing can stop you.
In summary of this book, every battle you face in life is first won or lost in your mind. When you master your inner world, your thoughts, beliefs, and focus, nothing outside can break you. Life won't always be fair, but you still have control over your reactions, your discipline, and your direction. You must rewire the way you think, because the story you tell yourself becomes the reality you live in. Focus is your weapon. Protect it like a warrior. Don't waste your energy trying to control everything. True strength comes from taking full ownership of what's yours and letting go of what's not. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build through action, consistency, and self-respect. Motivation may come and go, but discipline is the fuel that keeps you moving forward when everything else fades. Speak to yourself as someone who is already winning, because your inner voice determines whether you will quit or conquer. When storms arise, don't run. Train in the chaos. Let pressure sharpen you, not stop you. In the end, remember, the victory doesn't come from the outside world. It comes from within. Lead yourself first, and you'll be equipped to succeed in every situation.